Hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones and Pospai. Pospai, that means how's it going in modern Greek. Pos, written P-O-S, and pai is P-A-E-I. Pospai. Now, you reach Zion Ministries. Zion Ministries is a Bible-based ministry designed to give you answers that come straight from God's holy word, the Bible, according to the Hebrew and Greek Old Testament and the Hebrew and Greek New Testament. Now, I'm already started on Luke chapter 23, verse 43, and this is part 2. And I gave you basically a lot of different constructions. And what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to tackle every single, I don't know if God is going to give me life to do this, so many, but I'm trying to tackle every single verse that comes up in an argument with Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. So we should be so familiar with the truth, okay, that when a counterfeit like the Watchtower Society or Islam or any other cult or sect like Roman Catholicism and Mormon Church, stuff like that, comes on the horizon, we'll recognize it for what it is, a counterfeit. It's very difficult to see a counterfeit, to detect it. There are defects in counterfeit bills, right? So you'll know the teaching of a counterfeit religion or group. Now, let's just read this, okay? And the issue with Luke chapter 23, verse 43 is the comma issue. Now, I say the comma issue, not a comma issue, because there are certain, there can be in this text more than one comma. Sometimes there could be 2 commas, and sometimes maybe 1 comma. Okay, there are two clauses in the CEV. And that's where I'm going to read from right now, and then we'll get into the Greek construction. Now, what I didn't do before, beloved people, and this is the last message you're going to hear before Valentine's Day. What I didn't do before, I didn't give you the paradigm for essay, meaning you will be. I didn't give you the paradigm, the full paradigm for that. I really want to give that to you now because I want to teach you what is the future tense, okay? You have 5 tenses in Greek that you should know about. The present tense, the future tense, the imperfect tense, the aorist tense, and the perfect tense. I hope I said imperfect and perfect. So we're going to cover the future tense today, and that's just the deal. So if you got the CEV, go to Luke chapter 23 and verse 43, okay? Luke chapter 23 and verse 43, and it goes something like this, okay? Jesus replied, comma, I quote, it says over here, quote, I promise that today you will be with me in paradise, okay, period, end quote. So the CEV divides this verse into 2 portions, into 2 sections, into 2 clauses, okay? Jesus replied, that's the first clause. Then the CEV has another clause, I promise that today you will be with me in paradise. Now let's check out the NASB, okay? Should the comma go after the word today or before the word today? Now, if it goes after the word today, well, then Jesus is just saying, what I'm telling you today. And that's not really a big deal. It's not really a big issue. But if the comma goes, okay, before the word today and not merely after the word today, then you have today with the last clause. Okay, today you shall be with me in paradise, telling you the time. Okay, the time, because the future tense has to do with time. Okay, in Greek. So it's telling you the time that on that very day, when Jesus dies, then the thief on the cross, okay, the repentant criminal, will follow thereafter. Now, let me go to Luke chapter 23 and verse 43. Let's actually begin with verse, let me see here, verse 42. Okay, let's check this out, beloved people, okay? We have to know this like the back of our hands. Okay, so when an argument comes up, first of all, we're not going to get embarrassed, and we could defend the truth about that Jesus was not annihilated. He was resurrected, meaning his body was resurrected, not his soul. The soul doesn't have to go past resurrection, go through resurrection. The body has to be resurrected, and Jesus' body was resurrected, even though none of his body parts saw corruption. So it didn't receive resurrection in that aspect, but it became alive again according to the Spirit. Meaning that the Spirit dominated the body, so it didn't need blood flow and things like that, that sort of activity, so he can walk and see and do all the normal things that he did before. Now, verse 42 says something like this, and he was saying, quote, Jesus, remember me when you come in your kingdom, end quote. And Jesus said, okay, it says over here, and he said to him, quote, truly I say to you, today you shall be with me in paradise. He didn't say tomorrow, he said today. Now, before we get into the Greek, okay, and I want to definitely look at that paradigm with you, the essay paradigm, really the Amy paradigm in the future. I want to look at the Sermon on the Mount, okay? And I want to look at that later on because I don't have the Greek in front of me, meaning I just have the NASB open. I mean, the NASB open, and it's not the Greek, so I just want to put that away and let's look at this for a second, okay? All right, now I gave you the full Greek construction of this text last time that we were together. And the Greek word chi is here, kappa, alpha, iota. That means and, also, or even. Can be translated into both. And that's tagged by the Strong's number of index 2532. I'm at the top left corner. And then under 3004, you have the Greek word apen, okay, E-I-P-E-N, or epsilon iota, P epsilon nu. The nu looks like a V, but as you know, it's an N in Greek, okay? And it means he said. Now, it doesn't say Jesus, but that's okay to put Jesus in your English translations to really, give a sense of who's speaking, okay? And he said. So after the word apen, you have the word autos in a dative case, like I said before. Spelled out alpha, upsilon, with the soft breathing marker. And then the tau, and then omega, then the iota subscript, okay? Because it's in the dative case, it has a little I underneath the omega there, pointing out the dative. And then you have a little circumflex telling you that something went on with the word, okay? Now, also that's for accent purposes as well. To him, this is in the dative case, from the paradigm that I mentioned once before, the third person personal pronoun paradigm, the autos paradigm. Autos is nominative, autou is genitive, auto right over here is dative. I'm looking at the third Greek word. And auton is accusative. Now there's a comma, and then you have the word amen, alpha mu, eta nu, okay? Now I understand that the mu is a me nowadays, and the eta is the eta, and the nu is a ni, but that's not a big deal. That's modern Greek. This is biblical Greek. And then you have over here the second person personal pronoun soy from the su soy se paradigm. Okay, from second person personal pronoun paradigm. So I have a sigma omicron iota or SOI. I'm under the number 4771 to you. Okay, that's a second person personal pronoun. Okay, that's why it says PRO-D2S, and I already explained to you what that is. And then you have the very important word. Okay, now you see the comma Oh, I'm sorry. You see, then you see after that, skipping a word, Lego. Lego is a present active indicative word, okay? Spelled out L-E-G-O or lambda, epsilon, gamma, omega. Epsilon has an acute marker, and you see that that marker is pointing to around 7 o'clock. So you raise the pitch of your accent of your voice right then and there at that syllable. Lege has 2 syllables. You say Lego. I'm sorry, Lego. Lego has 2 syllables. So you say Lego. Lego. Okay, Lego. And it means I say, present active indicative. This is a verb from the Lego paradigm. Okay, you have Lego, leges, and lege. And all of that is singular. So you have over here first singular, first person singular over here. Okay, at the bottom of 3004. Now you go, now there's a comma. Okay, there's a comma after Lego. And rightly so, because he's not saying what I'm saying to you, I'm saying to you today. Truly I say to you today, comma. He's not saying that. He is saying that today is for the next clause. Called Severan met emum ese en to paradiso. And paradiso is right over here. Okay, so the thing is that Severan today is spelled out S-E-M-E-R. The R looks like a P, but it's, you know, it's an R in Greek. It looks like a P, but it's not. It's a ro. Don't say ro, say ro. Okay, Omicron nu. So you have sigma, which is equal to the S, eta, which looks like an N. I'm under the number 4595, 4595, all the way to the left bottom corner. And so you have a sigma, eta. Eta looks like an N. It's not an N. It's an E class, like in the word they, long E. And then you have very important letter in Greek. Okay, very important letter, the eta. The eta could point out, okay, the imperfect. It could point out so many different constructions, you know, different tenses. Sigma can point out the future. It's not pointing out the future here, but in the word today. But, you know, I'm just saying it could be something that is called, in a word, a transformative. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get into that in a second. But you got sigma, eta with the acute, so se, and then mu, epsilon, rho, omicron, nu, and so that means today. So today, he said, and he actually promised him that today he was going to be, okay, with him in paradise. Okay, all right, that's just a deal. Semeron, today, Greek word today. Now, there's a preposition that means with over here, W-I-T-H, translating the Greek word meta. Now, what they did, I'm under the number 3,326. 3,326. Now, right under this word, praise the Lord, you have a construction, M-E-T apostrophe. That's not the original. The original is M-E-T-A, or mu, epsilon, tau, alpha. Now, what they did, they took out the alpha and added an apostrophe because the next word, emu, 1473, 1473 begins with a small vowel. Okay, and so the thing is that when that happens, all right, the Greeks don't want you to say meta and mu. That's too much or you know. I call them speed bumps. What they want you to do is say met and mu. So they just dropped off the alpha in the preposition meta. So I'm just letting you know about that. Okay, now when it says meta, say meta. When it says M-E-T-A or mu epsilon tau alpha, say meta. Okay, because probably what's following after that is some sort of a consonant word, okay, or something like that, or whatever. Like, for example, if it says pneuma right after meta, then say meta pneuma, okay, with spirit, or it'll be meta pneumati. So just letting you know that when it says meta, say meta. When it says met with a period, just say met, and it'll blend right into, meaning the pronunciation will flow right into the next word. You know, it'll go smoothly. So met means with here, and then emo means me. It's emphatic. I know there's nuance to this, and that's about it, but Jesus is saying it in an emphatic way. He's not saying me, he's saying me. Today you will be with me in paradise. Okay? It's not just me, but it's me. It is emphatic. We can't deny that. Se verá met emo. After that, you have essay. This is what I want to concentrate on today. Where is the paradigm? Okay. All right. Now the paradigm for Amy in the future, okay, which is actually called a future middle deponent. Okay. Now the for the stem, okay, is epsilon. That's the stem. Okay, that's the root of the verb, if you will. I mean, stem, and future tense stem is epsilon. Now this is the paradigm for essay. Now before I get to it, essay means, okay, you will be. This is in the future tense, but it doesn't mean that it's 5,000 years from the time that he died, okay? It's in a very near future. Now I can say, you will be with me at the basketball court, and that can happen an hour from now. It can happen 10 minutes from now, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be with you at the basketball court 1,000 years from now. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, that's just the deal. So let's look at the word essay in the future paradigm, okay? Now, it's an Amy word, essay. So when you look for it, okay, let me see the number over here, beloved. 1,510, when you trace that word, you're not going to see essay unless you're looking at a lexicon that also has the future tense. That's kind of helpful. You're just going to see Amy. You're going to see Amy, okay? But this is the construction in the verse here. Now, check this out. Esomai, okay? Esomai, spell out E-S-O-M-A-I, or epsilon, sigma, omicron, mu, alpha, iota. Esomai means I will be. Now, that's first person. I will be. That's not here. The next one is here. Okay, essay, spell out epsilon, sigma, eta with the iota, okay, subscript. Essay means you will be. That's exactly what this says over here. You will be. Okay, that's in the future tense. All of these are, as a matter of fact, in the paradigm. The third one, now that's second person. Now the third one is third person, okay. All right. Esameta. Esameta. E-S-O-M-E-T-H-A. Esameta. That means we will be. Okay. Now let me give you the plural. Those were all, okay, singular. Okay. Esamai, which means I will be. Essay, which means you will be. Let me see. Estai. I hope I said estai because it was E-S-T-A-I. Okay, estai, which means he will be. So I hope I said estai. Okay, it's actually E-S-T-A-I. Estai for he will be. Now the plural will be, okay, esameta, E-S-O-M-E-T-H-A, or epsilon sigma, omicron mu, epsilon theta alpha. Okay, esameta, and that means we will be. Okay, that's in the plural. Okay, it's first person, but it's in the plural this time. The next one is eseste. Eseste. Okay, epsilon sigma, theta epsilon, or E-S-E-S-T-H-E. That means you all will be. You all will be, or simply you will be, but in the plural. You know, you, like you all. Now, that's second person. Now, the third person form in the plural is esantai. Esantai. Okay? Esantai. Spell out epsilon, sigma, omicron, nu, tau, alpha, iota. And that means they will be. Okay, so this is an Amy word, and this is very important because this is in a future tense. Okay, in a future tense. Remember, verbs are come in different tenses. Now, so essay. Okay, and so after that you have a preposition "and" then an article "to" means into. Okay, into paradise. Today you will be with me in paradise. Okay, but it says "to." That's an article there, but it's not translated. Okay, "to" is a dative article because he's saying in paradise. So "to" is a dative article, and paradise is a dative noun. Okay, a dative masculine and singular noun. Okay, now I want to really point out by using Vine's Complete Expository Dictionary of Old and New Testament. Watch, and I want to check out the word paradise. Okay, I just want to look at just a little bit of a definition, and not the whole thing. I don't agree with everything that Vine says when it comes to paradise. I believe, okay, to me, that there were two different paradises. One, okay, was called East Sheol, okay, all right, and then there was West Sheol, that was Tacha, and then you have the paradise in heaven. Now remember what Jesus said. He said, "I have not yet ascended unto the Father." And remember, I believe in Ephesians chapter 4, it says that he descended into the lower parts of the earth. And as a matter of fact, in Matthew chapter 12, he even says, okay, all right, to the people that the Son of Man has to, okay, be crucified and buried, okay, and and he said that he was going to go to the lower parts of the earth and be raised up from the dead. So if he's going to go to the lower parts of the earth, well, I mean, and literally he went to the lower parts of the earth, his spirit. That's where Sheol is. It's in the middle of this planet, of this globe. Very definitely, that's the case. Okay, now let's look at the word paradise. Now, that's going to be on page 457. By the way, 451 contains page 451 contains in Vines contains all of the Greek words for other, which don't appear. And this is just an aside. Which don't appear in Colossians chapter 1, verses 16 and 17. They don't appear there for he created all other things. It doesn't say all other things in the Greek. And you have 7 different Greek words for other. Okay, all right. And page 451. That's the only page that I remember from Vines that I put into memory specifically. So I can deal with the witnesses and pop out the Vines Complete Expository Dictionary. And, and Mounds has, I think, 5 different Greek words for other, because all of them don't really mean other. They're just translated other in the King James. Now, the word paradise is spelled out Paradise. The Greek is P alpha rho, alpha with the acute delta, epsilon iota, sigma, omicron, sigma. Let me make sure that you guys can see the word paradise, and you can. Okay, so let's check it out. Okay, let's check out what Vine says about paradise. I'm not going to agree with everything he says. Okay, well. All right, so it says over here, tagged by the number 3857 is an Oriental word first used by the historian Xenophon. Xenophon, spelled out Xenophon. By the way, if you want to get, I mean, you should get something of Xenophon. Get the if you're gonna get something of Xenophon, the historian, the Greek historian, get Anabasis, because the thing is that Anabasis is gonna give you several Greek words for stone, and he is gonna, is gonna be a wealth of information, and then you can use that information to deal with the Catholic Church when they say that Peter is this big foundation. Not according to Xenophon. Okay, Xenophon wrote about stones that men threw. Actually, that was Petra. Okay, so I just want to let you know. So I'm going to get Kenafin myself, Lord willing, from Amazon.com. I have it in my cart. And I'm going to use that because Julius R. Mansi used Kenafin to actually point that fact out, that Peter was not the foundation. He was a stone, a large stone, but a stone nevertheless. All right. The word paradise is tagged by the number of Strong's 3,857. Okay, is an Oriental word first used by the Greek historian, I will add, Kenafin, denoting, quote, the parks of Persian kings and nobles. It is of Persian origin. Now, akin to the Greek word peri, which is a preposition meaning around, and teikos, T-E-I-C-H-O-S, probably tau epsilon iota, and then chi, and then omicron sigma, but it's not here in the Greek, which means a wall. Okay, whence it passed into Greek. See the Septuagint. Okay, example in Nehemiah 2:8, Ecclesiastes 2:5, Song of Solomon chapter 4 verse 13. The Septuagint translators used it of the Garden of Eden, Genesis chapter 2 verse 8, and in the other respects, examples, Numbers chapter 24 verse 6, Isaiah chapter 1 verse 30, Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 5, Ezekiel chapter 31 verses 8 through 9. Now in Luke chapter 23 verse 43, the promise of the Lord, okay, to the repentant robber was fulfilled the same day. That's all I'm going to read, actually. Now, let me 3,857. I was gonna get mounts, but let me see if I could still find it in another lexicon. Mouse's complete expository dictionary of Old and New Testament was. So let's check it out here. Okay, paradisos. Okay, paradesas actually. So let's check out the P's. And let's see here. That's kappa. And that's omicron. Let's check out the P's. Para. Let me see. Okay, so let's check this out. Okay, so it's very important to tell the witnesses that the comma is supposed to go, okay, before the word today and not after the word today. Okay, because if it goes after the word today, you're hooking up the word today with the first clause. Some Bibles has 3 clauses at that juncture, and so you can't do that. Okay, simply saying it like that. So let's check it out. Paradisos. Okay, got para over here, and it should be on one of these pages. Paradiso. Okay. And it should be actually on this page. Okay. Okay, delta. I keep on forgetting that delta comes after gamma. It comes after the G. It's kind of strange for us English-speaking people, but that's just the case. Okay, so it has to be on this page right over here. All right, paradisos. Let's check it out. There you go. GK number. GK doesn't mean Greek. It means that they used the first letter of the last names of 2 gentlemen. Okay, I think his name was Goodrick and Kohlenberger. So there you go, Goodrick and then Kohlenberger, GK. 2 men that invented the GK system for Zondervan. The GK number is 4137. Okay, all right, and then the Strong's number again is 3857. Let's check out what Mount says about this. This will be on page 1233. Okay. Now, it says something like this, okay? Again, GK number 4137, Paratesos, and that's spelled out P alpha rho, alpha with the Q, delta, epsilon iota, sigma, omicron, and final sigma, dear people. Spelled out in English, Paradeisos. It is only found 3 times in the New Testament. It says over here, a park, comma, a forest where wild beasts were kept, okay, for hunting, a pleasure park, a garden of trees of various kinds, okay, used in the LXX for the Garden of Eden. In the New Testament, the celestial paradise. Luke chapter 23, verse 43, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 4, and Revelation chapter 2, verse 7. Again, it's tagged by the Strong's number 3857. Now, let's see the word for tomorrow, okay? All right, let's check that out. Because Jesus didn't use the Greek word for tomorrow, okay, in Luke. He didn't use that word. He used the word today. He didn't use the word tomorrow. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So let's get that word, and I want to give you that Greek word, and let's check it out. So let's go to Matthew chapter 6. Okay, let's go to the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 6. All right, and that's just the deal. Now, if you want to see where Jesus went, okay. All right. Well, then you have to go to around verse 22, chapter 3 of Petru Alpha, meaning First Peter. First Peter chapter 3, around verse 22. He went into the prison to preach to the disobedient spirits that were living at the time of Noah. Okay, that's where he went. He didn't go to heaven. As a matter of fact, he told Mary in verse 17 of chapter 20 of the Gospel Kata Ioanni, the Gospel according to John, he didn't ascend to the Father yet. All right, so if he didn't ascend to the Father yet, well, that's after he said that after he was resurrected. Now he's speaking to the repentant thief on the cross, and he said, "Today you shall be with me in paradise," and he was alive. So that means he was going to be with him, with Jesus, after Jesus died and after he died. But that was before the resurrection. So he didn't go to heaven. Until I hand, I commit my spirit, doesn't mean that he's going to go in a sense to the Father at the time he said that on the cross. All right, so let's see what the Greek word for tomorrow is, okay? Dear people, let's check this out here. It's very important, though. Okay? And that's why I wanted to spend... This is not really a Bible study. This is checking out the full Greek construction of these things, okay? So that's just all there is. Now, let me see. It says over here, verse 33 of chapter 6 of Matthew, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, okay, and all these things shall be added to you. Verse 34. Therefore, do not be, okay, anxious for tomorrow. For tomorrow will care for itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So just give them verse 34 of the Gospel Kata Mathion, or according to Matthew. And let's check out the Greek word. He uses it twice, as a matter of fact. So let's check this out, beloved, right? Let's go to verse 34. Okay, this is 31. That's 32. Let me see. That's 33. And 34 comes after. Therefore, okay, it says over here, be ye not anxious. Okay, for, Greek word, ace or ice, the, okay, morrow. Greek word is aurion. Aurion. For the morrow, you see, aurion. So that's the Greek word for tomorrow. It's used twice. AURION.